Good morning. It's Wednesday, May the 27th, and this is Wisdom for Your Week. Do you recognize this? It's a knife sharpener. And as you probably know, it's made of a very hard substance because to sharpen a knife blade, you have to use something as hard as that blade. You can't sharpen a knife with wood or plastic. It takes something as hard as the blade you're sharpening. That's an interesting picture given the verse for today. Proverbs 27, verse 17 says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another." The book of Proverbs talks a lot about friendship. This verse teaches us that it is important not only to have a friend, but to have the kind of friend who sharpens us, the kind of friend who makes us better by challenging us, by confronting us when we need it, by telling us the hard truth, by pushing us to grow in life. Every man needs a friend who will sharpen him like this sharpener sharpens a knife blade. What does that take for that to happen? Well, for one thing, it takes time. Friendships that sharpen don't happen overnight, don't happen in just a few months. There has to be time to come to know one another, to develop that trust factor. It also takes patience. You can't just grab a good knife and start wailing away on a knife sharpener or you'll ruin that blade. You have to be patient as you sharpen it. So this kind of friendship requires that same kind of patience because that friend will not always listen to your counsel. He'll make mistakes despite your warnings. He'll ignore you, and so you have to be patient in order to sharpen. It also takes understanding because there will be friction at times. When you sharpen a knife blade, there's friction and there's heat associated with that friction. And so this kind of deep friendship that sharpens us is like that. There's friction, there's heat. Sometimes we don't want to hear what that friend tells us, and so we flare up in anger. That's all part of the process of one man sharpening another. It also takes vulnerability. We have to be honest if we're going to have this kind of sharpening friendship. That's what separates casual friends from iron sharpening friends. You can be casual friends with someone without ever revealing to them the real you. But to sharpen and to be sharpened requires vulnerability and transparency. It requires that you say, "This is who I am. Here are my mistakes. This is where I struggle." And men especially seem to have trouble dropping our guard, and therefore we might miss out on this kind of friendship. And so my challenge to you this morning, especially men, is to develop that kind of friendship so that you can sharpen and so that you can be sharpened. And that is wisdom for your week.